Before anything else, I want you to pause for a moment. Yes, you, the one whose heart has been carrying questions that no one around you has understood. Because the truth is simple. You didn't arrive here by scrolling. You arrived here because Allah guided your heart towards something you were meant to hear. Lately, you've been noticing things, feelings you can't explain, shifts in people that no one else seems to see, truths hidden behind smiles, intentions that your heart catches instantly, even when their words sound perfect. And you keep asking yourself silently, why am I seeing this now? Why is my heart sensing things I don't understand? Why does Allah keep showing me signs before anyone says a word? Why does every connection in my life feel like it's changing? Listen carefully. What you're experiencing is not sensitivity. It's not paranoia. It's not overthinking. It is awakening. Your soul is waking up to a level of clarity you were not ready for before. Your heart is growing wiser. Your discernment is being sharpened. Your intuition is being purified. Your spiritual vision is being opened. And Allah only gives this gift when He is preparing you for a new chapter of your life. A chapter where you no longer miss signs, where you no longer ignore red flags, where you no longer fall into the same patterns, where you no longer love blindly, where you no longer trust carelessly, where you no longer explain what your soul already knows. This video, every word you are about to hear is part of that transformation. And I want to tell you something with complete sincerity. If you stay with me until the end, you will discover why your heart has been unsettled. You will understand why Allah is exposing what was hidden. You will recognize the wisdom behind every discomfort, every shift, every moment of intuition that made you pause and wonder, what is Allah trying to show me? You've reached a point in your life where Allah refuses to let you walk blindly anymore. He is protecting you before you even realize you need protection. He is guiding you before the danger reaches you. He is removing people before their presence harms you. He is revealing intentions before your heart becomes attached. He is uncovering truth before lies can settle. So don't rush this. Don't skip ahead. Don't watch casually. This is a journey meant to be taken slowly with the heart fully open. Because by the end of this hour, you will understand why you see things others don't, why you feel shifts before they're spoken, why your intuition has become louder, why your heart reacts instantly to certain people, why your soul refuses to settle for the things it once tolerated. Stay with me. Your clarity begins now. Your healing begins now. Your understanding begins now. And the truth you discover today will become the peace you carry tomorrow. Allah shows you the truth early to protect you from deeper pain later. Sometimes Allah shows you the truth long before you even know there is something to look for. Nothing dramatic happens. No big argument. No hurtful moment. No obvious betrayal. Just a tiny feeling. Just a small shift. Just a quiet change in someone's eyes, and your heart pauses for a moment. You don't know why. You don't know what it means. You just feel something is not the same as before. This is how Allah protects His servants. Not with loud signs, but with soft warnings. Because He knows your heart. He knows how deeply you trust. He knows how much you care. He knows how much you give. And because He knows the softness of your heart, He does not allow it to break without a signal. He does not allow you to walk into pain without protection. He does not allow you to be surprised by wounds you never deserved. So He teaches you to see little signs before they become big storms. A moment of hesitation in someone's eyes, a slight heaviness in their smile, a silence that feels longer than usual, a distance you never noticed before. These are not accidents. They are gentle touches from Allah to your heart. It is Allah saying, my beloved servant, slow down. Do not pour yourself where there is no place for you. Do not give your soul to someone who is no longer holding it with care. And sometimes the signs Allah shows, you are so small that you doubt yourself. You think, maybe I am imagining everything. Maybe I am being too sensitive. Maybe it's not real. But the heart Allah protects is not wrong. Your sensitivity is not a mistake. It is a gift. Because Allah does not allow people with tender hearts to walk blindly into harm. Your heart speaks a language that your mind does not understand yet. It feels the danger before your eyes see it. It senses the shift before your ears hear it. It recognizes the truth before your tongue can express it. And that is Allah guiding you. He guides you through feelings, through discomfort, through silence, through intuition, through compassion, through clarity that arrives without explanation. You might ask, why would Allah show me this early? Why not later? Why not after something happens? Because early clarity is mercy. It is easier for Allah to protect your heart gently than to heal it after it has broken. Allah always chooses mercy first. And mercy often comes in the form of truth shown before you are ready for it. Sometimes Allah reveals someone's intention before they reveal it themselves. He lets you see the truth in their eyes. Before their words betray you, He lets you feel their distance. Before their footsteps actually walk away. He lets you sense their shift before their behavior finally matches it. And when this happens, your heart becomes confused because nothing has happened yet, but everything inside you feels different. This confusion is not a punishment. It is Allah preparing your heart for something He already knows. He shows you what your heart needs, not what your ego wants. He shows you the truth, even when you would rather believe the illusion. He shows you the reality even when your emotions are attached to the fantasy. Allah shows you early because He loves you deeply. He sees what you cannot see. He hears what you cannot hear. He knows what is hidden in the places you cannot reach. So He gives you a feeling that saves you from a future you cannot handle. Imagine how many heartbreaks Allah saved you from without you ever knowing. Imagine how many betrayals Allah cut off before they could grow. Imagine how many tears He wiped away before they could fall. This is His protection. This is His care. This is His love. He lets you see the truth early, so your heart has time to prepare, time to adjust, time to release, time to heal. Because if Allah allowed you to see the truth suddenly, if He allowed you to wake up one day and feel shocked, your heart would collapse under the weight of it. So He reveals it slowly, piece by piece, feeling by feeling, silence by silence, change by change, until your heart finally whispers, yes, I understand now. Sometimes Allah shows you red flags in the form of feelings. Sometimes Allah shows you truth in the form of heaviness. Sometimes Allah shows you warning in the form of discomfort. Sometimes Allah shows you reality in the form of silence. Sometimes Allah shows you protection in the form of loss. Sometimes Allah shows you mercy in the form of distance. And sometimes Allah shows you the truth in a person's eyes. Because the eyes cannot lie. The tongue can say beautiful things. The mouth can speak sweet words. The behavior can act perfectly. But the eyes whisper what the heart is trying to hide. Allah allows you to read those whispers. He allows you to see sincerity before you receive it. He allows you to see jealousy before it harms you. He allows you to see dishonesty before you trust it. He allows you to see fading love before you lose yourself trying to save it. He allows you to see hidden intentions before they wound you. This is not sadness. This is not fear. This is not overthinking. This is Allah saying, "Me servant, your heart is too precious to be misled. Your soul is too gentle to be hurt carelessly. Your future is too important to be delayed by the wrong people. Let me show you the truth before the truth breaks you." Allah shows you the truth early because He knows your heart better than you do. He knows that once you love with sincerity. Once you trust with your whole soul. Once you attach, you give your entire heart. And once you believe in someone, you believe with no limits. A heart like yours is beautiful, but it is also fragile. It breaks deeper than others. It feels more than others. It carries wounds longer than others. It forgives faster than others. And yes, it hurts silently more than others. Allah sees this. Allah understands this. Allah protects this. So instead of letting you walk into darkness blindly, He places a small light inside you that flickers when something is wrong. That flicker is not doubt. It is divine guidance. That discomfort is not anxiety. It is your soul recognizing a shift. That heaviness is not overthinking. It is Allah pulling you back before you fall too far. You see, the heart speaks before the mind knows. The eyes feel before the mouth understands. The soul recognizes what the body cannot explain. And Allah designed you this way. He designed your heart to feel warnings before wounds. He designed your spirit to sense danger before disappointment. He designed your intuition to whisper truth before reality reveals it. This is not something you taught yourself. This is something Allah gifted you. A spiritual radar, a silent shield, a soft protection, a hidden armor, all placed inside you to save you from deeper pain later. There are moments where Allah shows you a tiny truth that feels unfair at first. You think, why did I have to see this? Why did I have to feel this change? Why did this clarity come now? Why couldn't things stay simple? But you don't realize, if Allah did not show you this truth today, you would have cried 10 times harder tomorrow. If Allah did not give you this feeling now, you would have lost a part of yourself later. If Allah did not warn you gently, you would have been shattered painfully. Allah saves you quietly, so you don't have to heal loudly. He exposes disloyalty early, so you don't question your worth later. He reveals dishonesty early, so you don't blame yourself later. He shows you someone's fading love early, so you don't fight alone later. He shows you someone's jealousy early, so you don't shrink yourself later. He shows you who someone truly is, so you stop imagining who they could be. This is one of Allah's greatest mercies. Clarity before collapse. Imagine how many disasters Allah saved you from by changing someone's heart at the exact moment you were planning to give them more of yourself. Imagine how many heartbreaks Allah prevented by delaying a message, changing your mood, revealing a glance, softening your attachment, or showing you something in their eyes you were never meant to miss. Allah's protection does not always look like protection. Sometimes it looks like a sudden discomfort, a strange silence, a new distance, an unexpected change, an unusual coldness, a repeated misunderstanding, a conversation that feels off, or simply a look in someone's eyes that tells you everything. And then you wonder, why do I feel this way? What changed? Why is Allah showing me this now? Why can't I ignore these signs? Because Allah knows something you don't. He knows the ending of every connection. He knows the intentions behind every smile. He knows the hidden thoughts behind every word. He knows what will harm you and what will heal you. He knows who will break you and who will build you. He knows the path that leads to pain and the path that leads to peace. So He tilts your heart gently away from harm and towards safety. And sometimes the only thing He gives you is a feeling, a subtle, quiet, mysterious feeling that refuses to be ignored. That feeling is a gift. That feeling is a shield. That feeling is Allah stopping you from handing your heart to someone who was never meant to hold it, because the heart He gave you is not cheap. It is not small. It is not weak. It is not replaceable. It is precious. It is sacred. It is beloved to Him, so He guards it better than you guard yourself. The truth He shows you now is not meant to break you. It is meant to prepare you for release, prepare you for growth, prepare you for new chapters, prepare you for emotional safety, prepare you for a connection that will not require you to read someone's eyes to know their intentions. You will one day thank Allah for every warning you felt, for every shift you sensed, for every sign He showed you, and for every truth He revealed before it could hurt you. Because in every early clarity is a hidden protection that saved you from a deeper pain you never saw coming. Eyes reveal the condition of the heart even when words pretend otherwise. There is something unique about the eyes. They do not know how to pretend. They do not know how to decorate the truth. They do not know how to lie on behalf of the tongue. The eyes reveal what the heart tries so hard to hide. You may hear someone say, "I'm happy for you," but their eyes lower, their smile doesn't reach them, and something in your chest tightens. You may hear someone say, "I'm okay, don't worry," but their eyes look tired. Their gaze becomes distant, and you feel a sadness they never expressed. You may hear someone say, "You can trust me," but their eyes move away quickly, and a strange feeling pulls at your soul. This is not imagination. This is not overthinking. This is not suspicion. This is Allah showing you the truth of hearts through the windows He placed upon every face. Words are easy. Words can be memorized. Words can be rehearsed. Words can be twisted to please people. Words can be shaped to hide what someone truly feels. But eyes have no filter. Eyes speak the language of sincerity. Eyes speak the language of pain. Eyes speak the language of loyalty. Eyes speak the language of betrayal. Eyes speak the language of intentions. Someone may want to hide jealousy, but their eyes will tighten for a moment when something good happens to you. Someone may want to hide hurt, but their eyes will soften when they look at you for comfort. Someone may want to hide love, but their eyes will follow you in a way they cannot stop. Someone may want to hide anger, but their eyes will flash before their words even form. Someone may want to hide guilt, but their eyes will avoid yours because they fear being exposed. Allah created the eyes in such a way that they cannot pretend for long. The heart pours itself through them, whether the person wants it or not. And Allah designed your heart to pick up these signals when He wants to guide you. There are times where a person's words feel perfect, polished, smooth, comforting, but something in their eyes whispers, "This is not real." You smile back politely, but your soul steps back. That is Allah protecting you. There are times where someone says nothing at all. They sit in silence, their mouth remains still, but their eyes scream with exhaustion, with loneliness, with fear, and your heart moves toward them without hesitation. That is Allah increasing your compassion. There are moments where a person praises you, celebrates you, compliments you, but their eyes look cold and dry and dull. And in that moment, your soul knows that the heart behind those words is not at ease with your blessings. That is Allah showing you hidden envy before it becomes harmful. There are also moments where someone quietly looks at you with sincerity, with depth, with softness, even though they don't say much, and somehow you feel safe, you feel respected, you feel understood. This is Allah showing you who truly values you, because the eyes don't shout, they don't explain, they don't justify, they simply reveal. Sometimes the eyes reveal loyalty before the mouth declares it. Sometimes the eyes reveal hypocrisy before actions expose it. Sometimes the eyes reveal love before the tongue admits it. Sometimes the eyes reveal discomfort before the person understands it themselves. Sometimes the eyes reveal regret long before the apology arrives. Sometimes the eyes reveal distance before the relationship falls apart. And sometimes the eyes reveal danger while the person still smiles at you. Allah allows you to see these things, not to make life harder for you, but to make your path safer. Because a heart that relies solely on words will always be misled. But a heart that reads sincerity, a heart that sees beyond the surface, a heart that observes what Allah shows, that heart is deeply protected. You might ask, why do I notice these things? Why can I feel people's hearts through their eyes? Why do I sense what others don't? Because your heart has been purified through pain. Your soul has been refined through hardship. Your sensitivity has been sharpened through heartbreak. And Allah has upgraded your awareness as a reward for your patience. People who have been hurt by lies learn to recognize truth faster. People who have cried silently learn to recognize hidden sadness in others. People whose trust was broken learn to read sincerity without needing words. People who have survived emotional storms learn to understand the winds before they arrive. Your emotional insight is a result of your spiritual evolution, and Allah is guiding you through it. For some people, seeing the truth in someone's eyes is painful. It feels like discovering a truth you wish you never knew. It feels like a quiet disappointment, a silent heartbreak, a soft realization that things have changed. But remember this, Allah shows you the truth before the truth can hurt you. If someone's eyes reveal envy, it's Allah saying, don't open your blessings to every listener. If someone's eyes reveal dishonesty, it's Allah saying, guard your secrets. If someone's eyes reveal distance, it's Allah saying, detach gently before it becomes painful. If someone's eyes reveal sincerity, it's Allah saying, this is a heart I placed goodness in. The eyes expose intentions, in ways the tongue never can. And Allah teaches you to read them so you do not walk blindly into emotional danger. He is not teaching you to judge. He is teaching you to protect your heart. He is not teaching you to fear people. He is teaching you to understand them. He is not teaching you to doubt every smile. He is teaching you to trust the subtle signs He places before you, because when Allah opens your spiritual insight, you see things differently. You hear things differently. You feel things differently. Your heart becomes like a mirror, reflecting what is real and rejecting what is false. When Allah gives you the ability to see truth through someone's eyes, He is not burdening you. He is honoring you. Not everyone gets this gift. Not everyone can see beyond words. Not everyone can feel the intentions behind a smile. Not everyone can read the emotions hidden in silence. But you, Allah made your heart sensitive enough to pick up what the world tries to hide. This sensitivity is not a flaw. It is a divine tool. It is your spiritual radar. It is your heart's protection system. It activates when your soul senses that something is off. It activates when someone's eyes speak differently than their words. It activates when Allah wants you to slow down, take a step back, and look deeper. There are people who will never say they envy you, but their eyes cannot hide it. They brighten when you struggle and dim when you succeed. Allah lets you see that so you do not open your blessings to the wrong hearts. There are people who will never admit they feel threatened by you, but their eyes become distant. Every time you rise, Allah lets you see that so you do not shrink yourself for people who refuse to celebrate your growth. There are people who will pretend to care, but their eyes reveal coldness in the exact moment they say, "I'm here for you." Allah lets you see that so you do not depend emotionally on people who cannot carry even their own hearts. There are people who will smile in your face, yet hold bitterness in their chest. Their eyes flicker with tension whenever you mention a blessing, a success, a dream. Allah lets you see that so you protect your peace and guard your intentions. But Allah also shows you beauty through eyes, not just warnings. He shows you the truth of pure hearts in ways words can never describe. You will meet someone whose eyes soften when you speak, someone whose eyes show gentleness even when they say nothing, someone whose eyes light up with sincerity, not because they want something from you, but because Allah has placed goodness inside them. Such people are rare. Such souls are precious. Such hearts are gifts. And Allah teaches you to recognize them the same way He teaches you to avoid those whose hearts are not healthy for your journey. Because the eyes are not only windows to hidden darkness, they are also windows to hidden light. Some people will never say, "I care, I value you, I respect you, I pray for you." But their eyes will reveal the purity of their intention. Their eyes will reflect their honesty. Their eyes will show you that you are safe with them. Allah wants you to recognize these people. He wants you to honor them. He wants you to keep them close. Not everyone is a lesson. Some people are blessings. And Allah designed the eyes to help you tell the difference. But the question is, why do you notice these things when others don't? Why do you pick up small expressions? Why do you feel people's emotions so quickly? Why do you sense someone's truth without explanation? Because your heart has depth. Because your soul has experience. Because Allah has cleansed your inner vision through the struggles you survived. Pain sharpened you. Loss humbled you. Betrayal refined you. Loneliness softened you. Prayer awakened you. You are no longer the same person you once were. Your heart sees differently now. Your soul listens differently now. Your mind understands differently now. You no longer depend on what people say. You depend on what Allah shows you. People can hide their intentions behind words. They can hide their jealousy behind jokes. They can hide their bitterness behind congratulations. They can hide their dislike behind politeness. They can hide their lies behind beautiful sentences, but their eyes cannot join the performance. Eyes betray hidden motives. Eyes expose hidden wounds. Ears reflect hidden love. Eyes uncover silent hate. Eyes show sincerity. Even when the person struggles to express it, the truth is, eyes speak truth because hearts breathe truth into them. Whatever is inside a heart sits inside the eyes. A pure heart will show softness. A loving heart will show warmth. A jealous heart will show tension. A corrupt heart will show darkness. A confused heart will show instability. A broken heart will show exhaustion. A deceitful heart will show avoidance. And Allah teaches you to read all of this, not so you judge people, but so you understand them. So you know who needs kindness. So you know who needs distance. So you know who needs prayer. So you know who needs boundaries. So you know who needs forgiveness. So you know who needs silence. Understanding is not judgment. It is emotional wisdom. And Allah is gifting you this wisdom through a simple, quiet, unnoticed miracle. The eyes of people around you. Sometimes Allah shows you someone's weakness so you can be gentle. Sometimes Allah shows you someone's envy so you can be cautious. Sometimes Allah shows you someone's dishonesty so you can protect yourself. Sometimes Allah shows you someone's sincerity so you can trust without fear. Every truth He shows you is meant to guide your steps. You may ask, but why does Allah show me the truth? Why not keep me protected from seeing it? Because ignorance is not always mercy. Sometimes seeing the truth is what saves you from deeper destruction. If you cannot see someone's envy, you will invite them into your private blessings until they harm you. If you cannot see someone's dishonesty, you will trust them with your heart until they break it. If you cannot see someone's contempt, you will rely on them emotionally until they leave you empty. If you cannot see someone's purity, you may push away the very people Allah sent to support your journey. Clarity is a form of protection. Clarity is a form of guidance. Clarity is a form of mercy. But clarity hurts, and Allah knows this. It is difficult to see the truth when you were hoping for something sweeter. It is painful to recognize a hidden emotion when you were wishing for something pure. It is heavy to accept reality when your heart had imagined something better. Yet Allah reveals truth not to break your heart, but to protect your soul. He shows you what is real, so your life is built on honesty, not illusions. He removes false connections so you don't waste years trying to fix what was never sincere. He exposes hidden intentions so you can guard your heart before it is damaged. He lets you see through eyes so you don't fall into the traps set by words. This is emotional intelligence given by Allah. This is spiritual awareness placed inside you. This is divine clarity guiding your relationships. Your soul sees more now because it has been through enough to understand. There comes a moment in life when you begin to see differently. Not because your eyes changed, but because your soul did. Something inside you has matured. Something quiet, something deep, something that did not come from books or advice or lecture or people. It came from your own journey, from what you survived, from what you cried for, from what you prayed through, from what you carried alone in silence. Your soul now understands things that your mind used to struggle with. You no longer need proof to sense danger. You no longer need explanations to feel sincerity. You no longer trust too quickly. You no longer ignore heaviness in your heart. You no longer stay where your soul feels unwelcome. This new clarity inside you is not accidental. It is the result of everything Allah put you through. Every heartbreak, every disappointment, every loss, every betrayal, every unanswered prayer, every night you spent asking, why is this happening to me? You did not know it then, but your soul was being stretched. It was being polished. It was being strengthened. It was being upgraded. Allah was shaping you into someone who sees truth without needing it to be spoken. At one time in your life, you believed people easily. You trusted their words because your heart was pure. You gave chances because your intention was sincere. You excused signs because your love was genuine. But life taught you something that your soul never forgot. Not every smile is kindness. Not every silence is peace. Not every closeness is affection. Not every apology is repentance. Not every promise is real. You had to go through certain wounds to understand certain wisdoms. You had to experience how it feels to trust the wrong person so that you learn to trust Allah first. You had to experience how it feels to stay in wrong places so that you learn to value your peace. You had to experience how it feels to be taken for granted, so that you learn to protect your heart. You had to experience how it feels to be disappointed, so that you learn not to expect from creation what only the Creator can give. This is why your soul sees more now. It has lived enough. It has prayed enough. It has hurt enough. It has grown enough. Your soul carries memories that your mind does not always remember, but your heart feels them. Your intuition recognizes them. That is why you can sense things without needing long explanations. You see someone's intention in the first few seconds, not because you are judgmental, but because your soul remembers a similar moment, a similar person, a similar pain. You feel someone's sincerity instantly, not because you are desperate for connection, but because your heart has learned what real sincerity feels like. You notice someone's distance before they even admit it. Not because you are insecure, but because your spirit has learned that emotional withdrawal always begins silently. Your soul is no longer blind. It carries the wisdom of every storm you survived. And the storms were many, the tears were real, the wounds were deep, but every one of them cleaned your vision a little more. Every disappointment taught your soul a new truth. Every hardship built a new layer of strength inside you. Every heartbreak opened a deeper level of understanding. Every loneliness brought you closer to Allah and further from illusions. You may think nothing changed, but everything changed. Your heart that used to chase now waits. Your heart that used to beg now reflects. Your heart that used to cling now trusts Allah more than people. That is soul evolution. That is spiritual maturity. That is emotional growth. Now, when someone shows you who they are, you see it quickly. You don't argue with the signs. You don't fight reality. You don't ignore the feeling Allah placed within you. You have reached a point where your soul recognizes truth faster than your ears can hear words. This is not being too sensitive. This is not being hard to impress. This is not being overly cautious. This is Allah upgrading your inner vision. He took you through situations that forced your heart to wake up. He exposed you to experiences that taught you how to protect yourself. He removed people who were limiting your growth. He closed doors that were draining your spirit. He revealed truths that your naive heart didn't want to accept. Every pain served a purpose. Every struggle added to your wisdom. Every disappointment cleaned your heart. Every loss expanded your soul. If you look closely, you will realize something beautiful. Your soul reads people now, not through their appearance, not through their behavior, not through their words, but through a light Allah placed inside your heart. This light shows you when something is off, even if everything looks right. This light shows you when someone is sincere, even if their words are few. This light shows you when someone is pretending, even if they act perfectly. This light shows you when you are safe and when you are not. This is why certain people confuse you less now. This is why certain situations drain you faster now. This is why certain energies upset you now. This is why certain environments suffocate you now. Your soul refuses to go back to the level it has outgrown. Sometimes you notice a person's true nature from a single conversation, not because you are wise, but because Allah gave your heart the ability to sense what words cannot say. Sometimes you see someone's jealousy from the way they blink. Sometimes you see someone's love from the way they soften. Sometimes you see someone's fear from the way they look down. Sometimes you see someone's loyalty from the way they stay present. This is soul vision. Not eyesight, but heart sight. You are not the same person you used to be. And that is not something to fear. That is something to thank Allah for. Your soul now understands what your younger self did not. Your soul now sees what your naive heart once ignored. Your soul now feels what your past self could not detect. This is Allah transforming you into someone who sees with wisdom, not emotion, who listens with intuition, not impatience, who chooses with clarity, not desperation. And every step of your journey was required for this transformation. Every heartbreak softened your heart. Every setback humbled your ego. Every hardship awakened your spirit. Every prayer refined your soul. Every tear cleaned your insight. You now see more because you survived more. You now recognize more because you understood more. You now feel more because Allah elevated you more. Your soul sees more now because it finally understands what it never understood before. There was a time you used to think people meant what they said simply because you meant what you said. You assumed hearts worked the same. You believed emotions were mutual. You trusted promises because you never broke yours. But life taught you that the world doesn't always mirror your purity. Some hearts speak loudly, others only pretend. Some words are real, others are strategy. Some smiles are sincere, others are masks. Your soul had to learn these truths the hard way, slowly, painfully, quietly, through nights where you wondered, why am I always the one who feels too much? But those deep feelings were not a weakness. They were training. They were shaping your insight into something sharper, something more accurate, something almost prophetic. There was a time you would ignore red flags, not because you didn't see them, but because you loved too hard to accept what they meant. You gave people excuses because you hoped they would be better tomorrow. You prayed for the best even while seeing the worst. You held on to people longer than they held on to you. But slowly, with each disappointment, your soul learned to listen. To listen not to words, but to the truth behind words. To listen not to promises, but to patterns. To listen not to I'm sorry, but to changed behavior. To listen not to I care, but to the consistency of care. Your soul sees more now because it finally understands that real love does not confuse. Real loyalty does not disappear. Real sincerity does not need to be chased. Real hearts do not make you question your worth. And once your soul learns this, it never unlearns it. It begins to protect you automatically. It begins to reject what is not meant for you. It begins to create distance from people who drain your light. It begins to crave peace more than attention. It begins to value truth more than attachment. This is why you feel tired in the presence of certain people now. It is not social anxiety. It is your soul recognizing that their energy no longer aligns with the person you have become. This is why you feel uneasy. When someone lies, even if their lie is small, your soul no longer tolerates what confuses your spirit. This is why you walk away quickly from situations you once fought for. Your soul knows what your heart used to deny. This is why you recognize manipulation before it can wrap around you. You see the patterns. You feel the danger. You sense the falseness in their tone. Your soul remembers the pain of being used before and refuses to repeat that story. This is why you feel sadness before a relationship ends. Your soul senses the emotional distance long before the physical distance appears. This is why you feel relief when Allah removes someone from your life. Your soul knew that their place in your story had already expired. This is why you recognize sincerity from a single gesture. Your soul has been deprived of it for so long that even a drop of real kindness feels like rain after drought. Your soul has grown eyes of its own, eyes that see what physical eyes miss, eyes that recognize truth even when truth is quiet, eyes that detect darkness even when it hides behind light. This is what spiritual maturity looks like. This is what Allah wanted for you. This is what your hardships were preparing you for. You see differently now because Allah has polished your heart. He polished it through loss so you could value real presence. He polished it through betrayal so you could recognize genuine hearts. He polished it through loneliness so you could learn to sit with your soul. He polished it through unanswered prayers so you would rely on Him alone. He polished it through disappointment so your expectations shift from people to Allah. Your soul sees more now because it has become quiet. And the quieter the soul becomes, the more it hears Allah. You no longer react impulsively. You pause, you reflect, you observe, you allow your heart to speak before your emotions take control. You begin to understand that not everything needs your response. Not every invitation deserves your presence. Not every conversation deserves your truth. Not every argument requires your voice. This is growth. This is enlightenment. This is the maturity of someone whose soul has walked through fire and came out with wisdom. You begin to see that people show their hearts through their consistency, not their intensity. You begin to understand that distance is sometimes protection, not rejection. You begin to notice that Allah removes people quietly long before He removes them physically. You begin to feel that every painful chapter was building the version of you that you are now finally meeting. You may not realize it, but your soul is glowing now. Not because life became easy, but because Allah refined you through every difficulty. The soul that sees clearly is the soul that has cried deeply. The soul that understands is the soul that has been broken and rebuilt by Allah Himself. You see more now because Allah has allowed you to walk through enough darkness to recognize the light. You see more now because Allah has emptied your heart of illusions and filled it with truth. You see more now because your soul has finally reached a level of awareness that only comes from experience. And this new vision, this spiritual clarity is one of the greatest gifts Allah has ever given you. Allah shows you when someone's heart has quietly shifted away from you. There is something very silent, very subtle, very hidden about the moment when someone's heart shifts away from you. It does not happen loudly. There is no announcement, no sudden explosion, no clear goodbye. It happens softly, quietly, almost invisibly. A tone changes. Agasifades, a warmth disappears. A closeness becomes distant. A connection that once felt alive now feels like it's breathing its last. And Allah lets you feel it long before the person admits it, long before their actions match it, long before your mind accepts it. Your heart senses a heaviness without knowing the reason. Your soul feels tension without seeing the cause. Your spirit feels like something is slipping away, even though nothing dramatic has occurred. This is Allah protecting you from a heartbreak that would have been deeper if He let you remain plain. You begin noticing things you never noticed before. A delay in their replies, a dryness in their words, a lack of excitement in their tone, a new silence that was not there before, an emptiness in their eyes that your soul cannot ignore. And you ask yourself, what changed? What did I do wrong? Why does it feel different? Why does my heart feel like it is losing something that no one else can see? But you must understand this. The heart shifts long before the person does. Before distance becomes visible, it becomes emotional. Before someone pulls away physically, their spirit pulls away first. Before their actions fade, their intentions fade quietly. And Allah, in His mercy, lets your heart feel this shift as an early warning, not to hurt you, not to confuse you, not to make you anxious, but to prepare you for the moment when their withdrawal becomes undeniable, to prepare you for the change that your heart was refusing to believe, to prepare you for the separation that destiny has already written, because hearts do not drift without reason, and Allah does not let your heart notice it unless the lesson is important. Sometimes the shift happens because the person is no longer good for your soul. Their presence is draining the light Allah placed inside you. Their energy is distracting you from your purpose. Their words are pulling you away from your growth. Their influence is blocking your elevation. So Allah begins to detach your heart even before your mind understands why. Other times, the shift happens because Allah heard conversations you never heard. Allah saw intentions you never saw. Allah witnessed changes you never would have noticed. He saw their loyalty fading before you felt it. He saw their sincerity weakening before you sensed it. He saw their heart tilting away long before yours even imagined it. So Allah, out of love for you, takes your heart gently by the hand and whispers, let go slowly, because this connection is not meant for your future. Allah removes people quietly so you do not break loudly. He softens your attachment first, so the separation does not destroy you. He makes your spirit feel unsettled, so you begin stepping back naturally. He allows your heart to feel the emptiness, so you stop pouring love